What's going on, my people from Chicagoland Music? Today, we got another producer, one of the heavy hitters in the city. You already know we got to get producers in here too to talk about the process, what it takes to get bangers out for the city. Today, we got Nefti Beatz. What's going on, boss?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. So, Nefti, for the people that don't know you, man, can you tell us about a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Nefti Santiago. I'm a Puerto Rican producer out of Chicago, out the West Side. Basically, I've produced for most of the people in the city. I have stuff with like Dirk, Duck. I have Hypno Carlito, Trench Mob, Pronto Spaz Out, Neo Gang, a lot of more people. And basically, yeah, I feel like I'm just a small portion of a lot of the Latino producers and engineers in the city right now.
Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about how did you get started. You know, a lot of people when they start the business, as far as like production and all that, you know, a lot of us like myself, we started with a bootleg version of Fruity Loops. You know what I'm saying? We started with that Pirate Bay downloaded, that came from the Middle East, whatever program downloaded, giving your computer a million viruses. You know what I'm saying? So how did you start it? What was your first program, man? Tell us about that.
My first program was FL Studio, and to be honest, how I first really started was I wasn't even aware of it. My older brother, he was trying to get into producing himself, and he wanted to learn how to make beats. And he had a friend that was making beats at the time, and he gave him a FL Studio. I think it was FL Studio 8, and it was like a cracked version. And my mom had this big ass PC in the living room at the time. And you know what I'm saying, like every Latino mom, you know, they had the big computer in the living room. So I put, you know what I'm saying, we put it on there, we downloaded it on there. And yeah, he was playing with it for a minute, but then he didn't really like get no interest into it. So then I started playing with it, and I didn't know much about it. I just started playing with the sounds, and there'll be times where I'll just like open up a sound and I'll play with the arpeggiator for like, it's called an arpeggiator because you could press the sound and it'll just keep on playing for like minutes and minutes. And I'll just play it for like minutes and I'll try to play with it. And I'll just get little melodies down like here and there. But I never got like nothing like a bass or anything crazy done. It was just like an idea of me just opening FL Studio and getting familiar with what FL Studio was and what the app was. So I wasn't really aware. So I put it away for like 2 years after that, you know, because, you know, I was like, man, I'm not really learning much. Once I got into high school, I went to high school with LV the God. He's another Latino artist here in the city. We were in high school together from freshman year to senior year. And he's like, Nefti, you should learn how to make beats. Like, you should do beats. Because I used to be tapping beats all the time in the lunch table. Just like, you know what I'm saying? For people freestyling and rapping.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he's like, bro, just start making beats. And in my head, it was like, yeah, I should start making beats. And at the back of my head, I was like, man, I remember I have FL Studio and that big ass, you know what I'm saying, PC in the living room.
That PC with the little Logitech speakers, man. Everybody.
Yeah, it takes like 10 minutes just to turn on. And I just went back and I started messing with it, and I connected it to, I didn't even have speakers at the time. I connected it to my TV like with an HDMI.
Wow.
And I just started messing with it from there. And then from there on, my mom had a laptop. She had one in the closet. I basically stole it from her. I'm like, this is mine now. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Let me work out of this and let me start building my skill up a little more. And that's what I did. That's how I started. And since then, I never looked back. FL Studio has been the DAW I use, and I use it to this day for every single song I've made.
That's pretty dope. So let me ask you this. So, and I always ask this to everybody that, you know, want to get into the game as far as like making beats and production and all that. Nowadays, you know, everybody wants to do something like that. What do you give this young or fresh starters? What advice would you give them, like as far as like, you know, like when they start, you know, it gets frustrating. You know, a lot of people just, as soon as you download the Fruity Loops thingy, you right away put on your vial, hey, let me know for beats. I'll send you my beat.
No, yeah. No, like I said, I'm still learning a lot myself. I'm still a learning producer myself, and I feel like you can never stop learning when it comes to music. Like music is something endlessly. It's endless. Like every day you learn something new. Every day I sit down, I feel like it's a new opportunity for me to expand my creativity and expand the way I do my beats. And I feel like for the people that are starting, what they should do is just really focus on just finding your sound first. Like don't focus too much on sounding good. You know what I'm saying? Don't focus too much on having everything on point. Like everything is a process. You're gonna learn as it goes. Like you're gonna spend so many hours and countless hours really doing this, and you're gonna figure out what works best for you. A lot of people feel like they need the biggest studio setup. I need the most expensive computer. I need the most expensive equipment. You do not need the more. I used to try to pay people like bigger producers, and I won't even say no names, but bigger producers. I used to pay them to teach me, and they'll teach me, they'll teach me, but I wouldn't know what they're talking about because at the time I wasn't really educated on the type of programs they were using, and I wasn't really advanced to that point. So that's where I just wasted my time and I wasted my money. But then the years passed on, and I learned like, oh, remember I paid this guy, and he had that same, same DAW or that same program, and now I have it, so I see what he's talking about. Right. But that's why it's like you have to really follow your own process. Don't really rush yourself. Like, you gotta just take your time and really find your sound, find who you really want to be with the music, because everybody has a different sound and there's different lanes. There's so many lanes you can eat out of in the industry right now. Like, absolutely, you don't have to be the hardest producer. You don't have to make the craziest beats. But if you have some good relationships and you have, good people around you that, will push your music and are willing to expand and are willing to put you out there, they'll do it. But it takes a lot of hard work, and all it is hard work and dedication. You're gonna find yourself with hard work, and you're gonna find your sound, and it's just gonna come to you. You gotta be hungry more than anything. That's what I was, and I'm still am to this day. You gotta be hungry. You gotta eat, breathe, shit, beats, because it's like me. I don't sleep at night because if I feel like I wasn't getting productive enough throughout the day. Okay. That's how hungry I am to that I want this. So I feel like everybody, that starting needs that hunger. You gotta want it more than anything. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy, but it gets there. You know what I'm saying? It gets to that point.
So let me ask you this: when it comes down to production, right? And you have, for example, and this is for all my producers, and this is why we're interviewing producers. What does it feel like having a session with an artist? Do you like cooking the beat on the spot? Or you like to just present a beat pack and be like, here, bro, this is what I have, artists? Or you like to be like, you know what? Let me show you what I can do right now. This is your style. What is your flow? What is your workflow?
My workflow with artists it depends on the vibe of the artist, to be honest. Like every artist has a different attitude. Every artist has a different, way of carrying themselves. A lot of artists like to carry themselves in a way where they don't respect a lot of producers, sometimes because they feel like they're above them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like, what I'm saying, and that's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not I can't say it's a bad thing, you know what I'm saying, but it's all about the demeanor that they carry in the studio. It's all about the energy in the studio. If I feel like, you know what I'm saying, this artist is not, you know what I'm saying, fucking with me to an extent where it's like not a mutual vibe, then I wouldn't feel comfortable sitting there making a beat for them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now I feel like if an artist is like, more mutual vibe, the energy is right, and you know what I'm saying, the flow, you know what I'm saying, is going, I feel like, yeah, we can make something off scratch. For me, it's all off the relationship I have with the person at the time for me to make a beat.
Let's talk about a little bit about situations that happen in the studios. What is one of the craziest studio experiences that you've been through? Can you tell us a little bit?
Like craziest studio experiences, as in like bad experiences, or like just like
anything that comes up to your mind that you would think, like, if I were to make it into a cartoon right now, and What story would you give us?
Okay, so one of my craziest experiences was I was out in LA about 2 years ago. It was like 2, 3 years ago. I signed a deal out there for like a year, a couple of years, and they took us to Paramount Studios. Paramount Studios, that was one of the, you know what I'm saying, that was like one of the biggest studios in LA, right? Like, you know what I'm saying, that's where like Kanye recorded a lot of his stuff. Most of the greatest hits are made there, you know what I'm saying? So just the fact of us being there was crazy, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like 3 years into producing beats, and it's like I'm in Paramount Studios, and I'm not really expecting anything, you know what I'm saying? So we're in the studio, we're just chilling. Out of a sudden, I go outside, I see a green Lambo truck, big green Lambo truck just pulling into the lot. And you know what I'm saying, he pulls in, and I look, you know what I'm saying, I look into the truck, and you know, he's iced out, got everything on. He pulls up to the parking spot, you know what I'm saying, he comes out, and it's London on the track.
Hey.
And then I was like surprised, like, damn, that's crazy. London on the track is here. He walked in, you know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. He had his outfit matching the Lambo truck, you know what I'm saying? Iced out. He walked past you. You smell his cologne from a mile away, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, it was a crazy experience. And then he walked in, and then he played beats for my homie Jubal. Shout out Jubal. He's another big Latin artist here in the city. Was playing beats for him, and it was just a crazy experience because just listening to the beats he had, it was like, it was crazy. I was in the studio, he was just wanging them, like them beats, and it was it was smacking so hard that it was like making the bass in your face, it was making you feel uncomfortable because of how crazy it was smacking. It was just like, it was an experience where just like no other, it really inspired me to be like, man, like, I really want to get to this point. And then as soon as he left out, I go outside, I see like 6 Tahoes lined up, and there's a black youngster. He's shooting a music video, and he's walking in the parking lot just shooting a music video. And I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Like,
wow.
Just to be around these people and to be, you know what I'm saying, to really experience it firsthand was really inspiring early on into what I'm doing right now. Like every day, like I keep those images in my head, you know?
Yeah, I think like for producers, it's such a different, you know, I would say like idols that producers have like me, you know, we look into like production sound. We hear a song, we're like, man, that snare is nice. We hear like a space between a beat. We're like, damn, that was so genius. What, you know, I need to start implementing that. Oh, that's how you start a beat? Cool, I need to do that. You know, it's like we see different things that artists really don't see. Sometimes we hear an artist make a song and we're like, I wish I could just tell you something, but artists got their style, like you say. So I feel you, like me, if I would have seen London, I would have been like, whoa, he's like a superstar for producers. You know what I'm saying? For us, it's like a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the fact is, for you to even be hearing his beats is a pleasure. Like,
absolutely.
For you, like to have a pack of London, like that's each beat is over 20,000 plus. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a pleasure.
So now we're gonna get to this little game that we have that we play with all the artists and producers in Chicago, and I'm gonna ask you a couple questions and you just answer them real fast. So, what's your favorite plug to work with?
My favorite what?
Plug. Your plugin.
Plugin. My favorite plugin to work with is Omnisphere.
Omnisphere. Okay. Ableton or Fruity Loops?
Fruity Loops. Those does.
You like to use autotune or no autotune on artists?
Depends on the artist, but most of the time I like autotune.
GarageBand or Pro Tools?
Pro Tools always.
DJing or producing?
Producing.
Okay. What's your favorite place to eat in Chicago?
Favorite place to eat in Chicago, Cajun Bully on Oak Park.
Hottest Chicago streetwear?
Hottest Chicago streetwear, huh? It's a hard one. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like a lot of underground brand names, right? I'm not really big into like, you know what I'm saying? I like a lot of you know what I'm saying, underground brand names. I like these shoes. They're called Hobby. Brand name Hobby. They have them in certain stores, but yeah, they have them here in Chicago. It's a low-key brand. Their shoes are quality and they're fire. So I gotta give it to them. for sure.
Bandcamp or SoundCloud?
SoundCloud for sure.
Ibaritos or tacos?
I gotta go with tacos.
Okay. Hennessy or tequila?
Hennessy, always. No brainer.
Chicago Cubs or the Sox?
Going with the Cubs.
We got who's the hottest DJ in the city?
The hottest DJ in the city for me right now, DJ Extreme. Shout out DJ Extreme.
Your favorite producer?
My favorite producer in the city?
Yeah.
It has to be right now. Can I name a couple?
You can name a couple.
A lot of my favorite producers right now are my boy JB The Philosophy, Nate Got Smoke, Micro Beatz, and Bowlegs.
Okay. We got Jadakiss or Pusha T?
Jadakiss for sure.
And the last question, Illmatic or Blueprint?
Illmatic.
Okay. So that was the question. So now let's just to finish this up. Are we expecting a project from Nefti soon? Anything that is coming that you can tell us about that is exclusive for Chicagoland music? What is coming out?
One thing I'm gonna give a little sneak peek. You could most definitely expect something big coming from me and DJ Extreme with a nice artist here in the city that we really believe in, and we're gonna come out with a single, and it's gonna be something really exclusive for the summer. So y'all can most definitely be waiting on that.
Can we get the name? Can we get a name?
Y'all gonna see. It's gonna be out there real soon. But yeah. It's gonna be out there. Y'all gonna see it. It's a special artist that we both believe in, and it's gonna be real special. And you guys will be seeing it very soon. It's gonna be. We're gonna take over the summer with this one for sure.
And who is the DJ that you're making this song with?
DJ Extreme.
Oh, DJ Extreme. Shout out to DJ Extreme.
DJ Extreme. Yeah, that's the man right there. Yes,
actually, probably about 5 years ago, me and him did a reggaeton mix long time ago. I actually need to have him on the show. So DJ Extreme, if you were gonna watch this, man, hopefully we get you in the show, man. We got to get you going. Some of the DJs need a light in the city too. DJ Extreme, DJ Ozone, DJ Metro.
Yes, sir.
Geo,
and that's one thing I'm gonna say. One thing I'm gonna say. There's a lot of talent here in the city right now. So much talent right now in Chicago that it's crazy. I feel like it's hard to even shed light on all of them at the same time, but they know who they are. There's a lot of people in here putting in work. There's a lot of people, that they're gonna come out, and I'm excited to see, everybody, working, everybody eating, and that's the point. We all just gotta get, together as Chicago, because Chicago, the Latin scene right now in Chicago was never anything, but I feel like it's slowly becoming something. We just gotta put it all together, and we could really take over the industry for sure.
And then can I ask you, if Chicagoland Music was in a car with you and we hang you the aux cord, what song are you playing?
What song am I playing right now? Oh man, that's a hard one. My variety of music is really expansive, but my favorite song of all time, can't nobody tell me any different. I like Future March Madness.
Okay.
I'm playing that song every time I get the aux cord, anytime. That's just the song. That's my go-to.
Who are your favorite top 3 Chicago artists?
Top 3 Chicago artists right now.
Right now.
Right now. Okay. First, I like Jubal. I like Diana. She's a very young artist coming out of Chicago right now. I like King Carolina. I think she's very talented. On the Spanish side, let me see who else. Oh, Marce. Shout out Marce, very talented kid right now, very talented. And Jaber Bugatti. That's my 6. My starting 6.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, Nefti, man, it was a pleasure talking to you. Now, for the people that need to reach out to you to get some beats, some work, where can they reach you at?
You can reach me at my IG at Nefti Beatz, or you can email me at nefti10@gmail.com.
For sure. And can you give a big shout out to the people from Chicago Latin Music?
Hey, appreciate Latin music, Chicago Latin Music for having me, having this interview. You guys are doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Keep, you know what I'm saying, putting, shedding the light on these people and these producers and these artists. And yeah, I wish nothing but the best for this page, man. You guys are doing big things. Appreciate you guys for having me.
Big blessing, Nefti. Good luck in your career. We hope that when you drop that song, you tag us so we can share it for you, man.
Sir. Yes, sir. You already know, man.
Thank you, Nefti. Have a good day, man. Chicago, we'll see you on the next one.
Yes, sir.